Hey kings, hey queens, this is the Absolute Queen. Today is Saturday, December 26, 2020. So I did an episode on the podcast about yesterday and my take on it and everything. So I never really used this channel to do any videos or anything like that, but I figure I might need to. I just felt led to just start sharing a little bit more outside the podcast that I have out. It's just pretty much the podcast is pretty much me being transparent about my life and my journey and the different things that I go through life, and my, more so too also with my walk with God and everything. So I guess this is just because I know sometimes that throughout the week there's stuff that I want to share and that I want to bring up, and so I don't want it to be like long and recording little bitty segments and then just put that for the podcast or whatever. I just like to, when I do the podcast, just do one recording, just one day for that one day, not throughout the week. So I figured this YouTube channel that I had for like I don't know how long, can kind of start fulfilling a purpose other than me just been using it for looking at other people's YouTube channels. So I can actually use it to record those thoughts and those things that I'm thinking about that I want to share throughout the week, and end up might be forgetting or be writing it down and then don't bring it up. So I figured that it would have that purpose. And then just, for you guys to kind of get to know me a little bit more. I don't know if some of you have already viewed the podcast right now, because I think I put a link up there for where it's at. But if you haven't, check it out. I'm hoping that from my life, from me sharing my testimony of, my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, that it helps you, because that's my desire. And then just, maybe if, the one thing else I was thinking about, it just popped in my head, I don't want to forget it, is that I had this desire to have more godly friends, since I am wholeheartedly coming to the Lord, trying to serve God. And so, like, most of the friends that I made in my life, they aren't really doing that. So not to say that I can't be around them and hang around them, but I can't be around them like that all the time. I just, I have to be able to, I need to have godly friends too. To, be around them, to communicate with them. Because sometimes when you have people who aren't right there yet serving God, like, how I used to be, when I didn't serve God, I didn't really talk about God like that. I didn't talk about him, or I didn't, I didn't share, and I didn't, he just wasn't a part of my life. And then there was another period where he was kind of compartmentalized and put in a box somewhere. But I know where I'm at now in the season, especially compared to last year. And last year, I was desiring to get even closer to him and grow. And with the whole COVID thing, I was forced to. But I kind of knew that year, the year of 2020, would be the year that I would be able to see a little bit more and stronger and get, like, committed in every aspect, every way. So I'm thankful for that. That's the one thing that I am thankful for with the whole thing, that it did bring me closer to God. Because I ain't gonna lie, when that whole thing like first kicked off and nobody knew what was going on and everything was day to day, it was scary and I was freaking out. So it's like now, okay, we're still going through the pandemic. Stuff in my life is still a mess, like certain different aspects. I know as I go through it and I feel God leading me to share that aspect of my life, I will. But I know God will help restore and get things back in order once I start even getting even more His Word and listening to Him. But sometimes, like I said, going back into me wanting godly friends, it could be a little bit lonely, not having a lot of people to be able to talk and share these things. Fellowship, in a sense, because God says we're supposed to fellowship with one another. And with the virus, I don't know how many churches around my house is open, but that's a whole nother story. It's on the podcast. I don't want to get into the detail on that for me, but it is on the podcast where I explain about that. So I guess I'm just pretty much just desiring to have godly friends added that are, like-minded like me and want to serve, God. So pretty much that's like my invitation to who's ever listening to this. If you're listening, if you are, you want to connect and we can, exchange ideals and stuff through over social media or anything, I'm definitely inviting you guys to do that. Either through the podcast where they have this little message thing that you could do, or I'm not sure how YouTube works, if it does a little message thing, but I know I have a public number, so I will put that should be on the podcast thing too. So just let me know some kind of way. Maybe even I just guess start with that in the comments. We'll use the comments for that. So just comment if you're looking for godly friends and some of the stuff that I was talking about, where you wanna you're drawing closer to God, but some of the friends that you had prior, they're not yet there. And so you need somebody to talk to too. That's at the level where you're at, where you're at in your life, where you want to serve God and everything. So that's all for this little short voice memos. I'm going to try to keep these under 15 minutes. That's kind of my desire with the podcast as well. But that's a whole nother point with that podcast, because I think God is taking over with that, because every time I think it's going to be an LSAT, law school update, or just like, whatever, or just a journal, he has something that he wants me to share, that he's been working on me about, and that he wants me to tell people about it too, so that they don't feel alone, or if they don't know it, he's letting them know. So, like if they, just to reveal like his truth and stuff, because there's a lot of stuff that's going on, or that we learned about God and the church and stuff, that is not quite accurate. I don't know if you know that, but I'm not going to go into details with that right now. I'm going to call it in right now, and so I'll just talk to you guys later. Let me see. Did I forget anything? I think I got everything. So, yeah, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye-bye. I'm back for a quick little second. I know I just was saying that there's a lot of stuff that I learned and things like that that's in the church that's been mentioned, that I found out when I first started my walk with God 15 years ago, when I was 23, that were lies. That wasn't right at first. And then as I started to walk with them, I saw that they were kind of lies. And so like now, this morning, I'm seeing a lot of that. And it's making me wonder what's going on, where lies are being perpetrated in the church. Bye for now.